So I've read a lot of self-help books, a lot, almost criminally a lot. And the truth is, there are only a few meaningful things these books can say. Most of them end up repeating the same ideas: believe in yourself, stay positive, have goals, be passionate, etc. But when I recommend a self help book, there's only one thing I judge it on above everything else: how actionable it is. And there are very few books in this space that are as actionable as Atomic Habits by James Clear. As the name suggests, this book is about the small habits in our daily lives, the ones we usually ignore because we focus more on big, visible actions. What the book does really well is two things. First, it explains how habits are formed, and second, it shows you how to build good habits and break bad ones. One key idea is this: there is no single action that will make you successful overnight. Every successful person, whether it's an athlete, a business leader, or anyone you look up to, has reached there through consistent systems and carefully built habits. And this is something that actually stayed with me. I started noticing how many of my daily actions were just automatic. Things like picking up my phone without thinking or delaying something important because it felt slightly inconvenient. It made me realize that it's not about motivation, it's about the systems you build around yourself. In fact, one of the most powerful ideas from the book is you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. James Clear breaks this down into four simple laws, and what's interesting is that these laws also work in reverse when you want to break bad habits. First one, make it obvious. The idea here is to design your environment in a way where the right habit becomes visible and hard to ignore. For example, if you want to start reading every night, don't keep the book hidden inside a drawer. Keep it on your pillow or your bedside table so you see it before sleeping. Your environment should remind you of the action that you want to take. And the anti law for breaking bad habits is the exact opposite: make it invisible. If you waste too much time scrolling on your phone, don't keep it right beside you while working. Put it in another room or at least out of reach. The less visible the cue is, the less likely you are to follow the habit. Second law, make it attractive. This means pairing a habit with something you enjoy so your brain starts associating it with pleasure. For instance, if you dislike exercising, maybe allow yourself to listen to your favorite podcast or music only while at the gym. Suddenly, the habit becomes more appealing. And the anti law is to make it unattractive. If you are trying to quit junk food, don't romanticize it mentally. Remind yourself how sluggish or unhealthy you feel after eating that. The more negatively your brain associates with it, the weaker the craving becomes. Third law, make it easy. James Clear emphasizes reducing friction. The easier it is to begin, the more likely you are to continue. If you want to start working out, don't begin with a 2-hour gym routine. Start with 5 push ups. Lay your gym clothes out the night before. Make starting effortless. And to break bad habits, make them difficult. If you spend too much time on social media, log out every single time. Delete the apps occasionally. Add friction so the habit becomes annoying to continue. Fourth law, make it satisfying. Your brain repeats behaviors that feels rewarding. For example, if you're saving money, track your savings visually or reward yourself after consistently sticking to a budget for a month. Small wins reinforce this behavior. And the anti law is to make bad habits unsatisfying. One example is that to have an accountability partner. If every time you skip a workout, you have to admit it to someone else, the discomfort itself becomes a deterrent. And what makes this book stand out is that none of this feels theoretical. These are small changes, but they genuinely alter how your daily life functions. Overall, I think this book is incredibly useful because how actionable it is. Habits are universal, they apply to everyone, and almost everything we achieve in life is built on them. So, in a way, this book feels less like a self help book and more like a manual for how your daily actions quietly shape your entire life. Pick it up.